We begin tonight with a renewed push to end illegal street takeovers happening across Indiana. We've seen wild videos like this for years. Police sounding the alarm time and time again about the dangers of so-called spinning. Those dangers are why IMPD Chief Chris Bailey said today he was honored to testify before Indiana lawmakers. Thanks for inviting us in. It's now 11 o'clock. Our Logan Gay is at the State House tonight. She's taking a closer look at new legislation addressing takeovers and the hurdle it just passed.
Senate Bill 13 passed a committee with a 6-1 vote, with some lawmakers saying they're one step closer to putting the brakes on street takeovers. But not everyone is sold, saying the bill needs a little more work before they get there.
The person's car.
Tuesday, IMPD Chief Chris Bailey stood in front of the Corrections and Criminal Law Committee to explain why curbing illegal street takeovers and spinning activity should be a priority for lawmakers.
Spinning and other reckless driving has continued to be a nuisance on our highways and our public streets, endangering our community, disrupting our residents' peace, and causing damage to city streets, public property, and private property.
And Bailey says it doesn't stop there.
Some of the individuals involved in this activity are intentionally leading IMPD and ISP officers on dangerous vehicle pursuits. They have jumped on our police cars, vandalizing them, throwing incendiary devices at our officers as they try to break these up.
This is why they're looking to the General Assembly to help them strengthen the punishment for anyone involved in these actions.
They're just not getting it. They taunt us, law enforcement, prosecutors, judges online.
He says not everyone who participates is even from Indiana. Under the bill, someone caught spinning could face increased penalties, including having their car seized by police.
They're thumbing their nose at the rule of law and civility, and we cannot continue to allow it to happen. And the best way to do it is to take their stuff.
Joel Winnicky with Indiana Public Defender Council says he supports addressing the chaos caused by street takeovers, but says some of the language in the bill is a little vague.
The thing that we're trying to legislate is the street takeover, but the focus of this bill is just focused on the actual rotational spinning of the vehicle. I suspect that if we lock down that rotational spinning, young people are going to find another way in which to cause chaos and take over streets.
Ultimately, Senator Liz Brown was the only person on the committee to vote no against the bill, citing a similar concern.
My concern is, as I've said at the beginning, is this is so broad.
Next, the bill heads back to the full Senate for second reading. In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
Indiana is going to be a state that is going to help get people that came in here illegally and then committed crimes and are dangerous back out of the country.
Tonight, Indiana Governor Mike Braun is promising to work with the federal government to track undocumented immigrants here in Indiana. Braun signing an executive order directing Indiana State Police to fully cooperate with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. This order also encourages local law enforcement and state agencies to do the same. Governor Braun says he ran on public safety, and this is part of his plan to fulfill a campaign promise.
We're going to do what the federal government asks us to do that's reasonable to help find the most egregious examples of illegal immigrants that have committed egregious crimes. And I'm going to direct any of our authorities to not resist, and hopefully they'll be compliant on their own.
Right now, state lawmakers are considering a bill that would require sheriff's offices to sign agreements with ICE. Several sheriffs testified they already notify ICE when they arrest someone who is undocumented. Now, people who oppose this measure say it would destroy trust built between law enforcement and immigrant communities. Governor Braun's first State of the State address is tomorrow night. He'll be outlining his plans for Indiana beginning at 7. You can watch that speech right here on WTHR and streaming over on WTHR Plus. And a programming note, you can watch Wheel of Fortune on our sister station tomorrow night, MeTV. Angela?
Scott, doesn't really feel like late January right now. We have temperatures in the upper 30s and low 40s. These numbers are higher than where we should be for a high this time of year. 39 in Indianapolis, 41 Lafayette, Greencastle, 41 Terre Haute, and 42 degrees in Bedford. At the bus stop in the morning, headed to work or running a few errands, temperatures will be in the middle and upper 30s. Sunny start, and again, very mild for the end of January. Temperatures will be 45 to 50 for highs tomorrow, and the warmth continues. We'll look ahead to a rain chance in the full forecast.
All right, we'll see you soon, Angela. Thanks. Tonight, a young person shot in Broad Ripple is recovering from those injuries. The shooting unfolding around 5 o'clock tonight. Police say they found the victim on Carville Avenue. That's not far from 61st and College, but they tell us the person claims the shooting happened nearby. Right now, officers are working to locate the crime scene, and we're working to learn more about that victim. Police tonight only telling us the person is a juvenile. They tell 13 News the victim was taken to the hospital and is stable. We don't have any word what led to tonight's gunfire. An Indianapolis house cleaner tonight is awaiting sentencing after being convicted of stealing a gun from one of her clients. A Johnson County jury unanimously convicted Megan Randall on one count of theft of a firearm. So this is a level 5 felony. She could be facing up to 6 years in prison, but that's not all. Prosecutor Lance Hamner says when Randall's client realized the firearm was missing, the victim then talked with another of Randall's cleaning clients here in Marion County who also noticed they had a firearm missing from their home. That client confronted Randall about it and was allegedly recorded on video surveillance returning the firearm to the home here in Marion County.
If you have somebody come into your home to work or clean, you just have to have checked and made sure that the person is trustworthy. And sometimes that's hard to do, and sometimes that trust is betrayed. And that's what we had happen this time.
Randall is scheduled to be sentenced on February 20th. She has no prior convictions. She also has a pending theft of a firearm charge in Marion County that involves the gun taken from that home there. And now to a vigil tonight in Elkhart, Indiana, after a deadly shooting at a grocery store. People gathering near the scene, remembering the victims, 19-year-old Anna Sue Rocha and 49-year-old Benjamin Jeffrey. We first brought you this story as breaking news last night at 11. The shooting happening around 5:30 last night at Martin's Supermarket. Rocha was an employee at the store. Jeffrey was just shopping there when a person opened fire. The gunman was killed in that shootout with police. 2 Elkhart police officers, Corporal Paul Vandenberg and Patrolman Ethan Pasternak, were injured during that exchange of gunfire. Right now, members of that community are coming together, supporting each other and honoring the lives lost.
He always had a smile on his face. He always wore his cowboy hat. And everybody loved him. I don't know anybody that didn't love Ben.
Right now, officers are working to determine a motive for that shooting. The store was closed today. Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. Tonight, firefighters are working to determine what caused a house fire on the northeast side of Indianapolis. Investigators discovered a 62-year-old man dead inside the home near 38th and Franklin. They don't believe there is anything suspicious about his death. Tonight, an Indianapolis man is under arrest, all part of a drug dealing investigation. Police say Matthew Dillon was selling large amounts of marijuana out of a home on the northwest side of Indianapolis. They discovered 50 pounds of pot, hundreds of THC vape cartridges, guns, ammunition, and cash. Dillon now faces multiple charges. A 22-year-old was just sentenced to 48 years in prison for killing a 19-year-old man. Last month, the jury found Julius Beverly guilty of murder and robbery. Investigators say Beverly shot DeKylan White in September of 2022. Officers found White's body in a car near 46th and High School Road. Tonight, one of the largest egg producers in the country is reporting avian flu cases at an Indiana facility. Birds at the Rose Acre Farms location in Seymour tested positive. Now that company is working with the State Board of Animal Health and the state veterinarian to make sure the illness does not spread further. A new fire station is now under construction tonight in Muncie. Department leaders posted pictures on social media. Station number 6 is going up at Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Highland Avenue. Remember, you can find all of our latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app.